What's going on, folks? Today we're going to do some bonsai with a juniper. I'll show you a quick repot. We're just going to upsize it a little bit, and then we're going to prune it, wire it, and try and style it up to look like a bonsai. So I've had this tree for about a year. I got it when it was just a small cutting in a nursery pot, in like a 2-inch nursery pot. So I slip potted this tree into a larger pot just a few months ago. It only got a couple of months of below freezing temps, so I hope that works out. Now, what I was thinking is, breaking it out of dormancy early would give it a longer growing season and maybe more growth during the season. But I don't know, what do you think about that? Is that going to give it a longer growing season and give it more strength, or is it going to do more harm than good? Let me know. So first we're going to check out that video from a few months ago when I slip potted it into that larger pot. So let's check that out quick, but first make sure you click that like button. What's going on, folks? So I've had this juniper since last summer, and I bought it as like a pre-bonsai tree in a little 2-inch pot from a nursery. It's just a little tree. I put it in this terracotta, so it's looking really good right now, but I do want to grow it out, get a little bit more strength in the trunk of the tree, and then I'll kind of decide where I'm going to go with it. So for now, let's just get this out of the pot. Oh yeah, nice. So not too root bound at all, which is great. I'm just gonna tease it out just a bit here, and then just try and kind of slip pot this in here. Well, there we have it, folks, all repotted, looking great. I think it's a good fit in this new pot, and it'll have a good chance to really thrive in there and put on some new branches and some new growth. Just upsized it from this pot into this new pot, so I think that's going to be a great change. I just sort of slip potted it in there. It wasn't root bound or anything, so I think it's going to be an easy transition. Just kind of teased out the roots just a little bit. So fast forward a few months later, and here we are at the bench, and you can see that it's grown quite a bit. So I'm not sure what kind of juniper this is. I assume it's what they call a Juniper Nana or a Juniper Procumbens. Let me know if it looks like something else to you. So I've been looking at this tree for, the last year for what felt like hours and hours, possibly more than that. Spinning it around on the turntable, checking it out from all the angles, bending it in different directions, trying to see what might work for this tree. Originally, I had intended to do a cascade. Cascade style seemed to suit this tree really well just out of the gate. I had this nice flowing curve off the main trunk, but I decided to take it in a different direction and try something that's going to be a little bit more difficult for me. Of course, I missed the shot of the big cut of the lower branch somehow. But anyway, I did try to root that as a cutting though, so wish me luck on that. But here it is after cutting off that lower branch that would have been the nice cascading piece. One of the reasons that I did want to take it in a different direction was Cascade also takes up more space on the shelf here. I did find that out with some of the Cascades that I'm working with already. It definitely takes up more space on the shelf, and kind of, when they're bumping around and really packing in there, they can either tend to get damaged or not get a lot of light. It is hard to light the downward reaching branches of a cascade when you are lighting from overhead. After that, I just started out taking out some branches that I thought didn't belong at all, just to give me a better idea of which way to go. So I wanted to take out some of the obvious branches and just see what happens from there. I actually didn't intend to work on this tree at all this summer or this year, and just let it grow out a little bit more. I may have just been going stir crazy, I'm not sure, but I just decided to do the work now. I felt a bit inspired and just went with it. So for a lot of these shots, I had my hands in front of the camera. So, I'm still trying to learn how to shoot this and work on it at the same time. So there's a learning curve there. So I didn't get a lot of the shots of doing the cuts and anything like that, but I did get some shots of working on it. So I'm still trying to learn how to shoot this stuff correctly. I had to wire the apex up to get it in the right spot for the look I was going for. I wanted to get it over to the side more and not directly over the center of the trunk. I was going for more of an asymmetrical look with different angles on the canopy. So like a steeper angle on one side and a lesser angle on the other. I had seen another tree that I really liked with this style, and it was actually it looked like an older bonsai tree, but it looked like just an ancient old tree. And it kind of really inspired what this is. I couldn't find a picture of that tree for some reason, but yeah, that was kind of what inspired me to go with this look. I didn't want to take these smaller branches further down the trunk off just yet. They will definitely be removed eventually. My thought was they might feed into the trunk and grow it a little bit thicker down around that lower part of the trunk. But the way they're actually pruned right now with so little foliage, I doubt they're going to be very vigorous and actually feed into that very much. But I did also need them to kind of finish out the tip of that side of the canopy to kind of get the shape I was going for. So I really needed to leave them for that as well. So I will eventually remove these lower branches. They're already kind of bugging me. So they might come off sooner than later, but they're still there for now. So being new to bonsai, I'm mainly interested in just documenting this process, kind of seeing where it goes, being able to look back and kind of see what I did, and then later on see what happens. So this will be, I'll post some updates and we'll see how this tree progresses, and if it doesn't work out, we'll learn from our mistakes, and if it does work out, then I'll be happy with the way this has gone. So here is, I manipulated a photo of this to show you what I'm eventually going for on this canopy. So I just kind of want to, I'll take these lower branches off and kind of have this kind of a swoop underneath and the asymmetrical canopy on the top. My goal was to go for a well-defined canopy and apex. So really kind of sharp lines on the canopy up to the apex to give it the look of a really large old tree viewed from a distance. So from here, what I'd like to do is grow a larger canopy, keeping this shape and eventually developing some pads along the same general shape. Thanks for watching. Click that like button if you haven't done so. Click subscribe if you haven't done that. And I will see you next time.